The following program may contain coarse language, violence, nudity, mature subject matter, or scenes which may not be suitable for all viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
This is the X-Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
All Hit Radio.
Welcome to the X-Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
And welcome to the X-Zone, everyone. My name is Rob McConnell, and we're coming to you from our broadcast center in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Worldwide, toll-free, 800-610-7035. Our email address is xzone@xzoneradiotv.com. On all social media sites, X-Zone Radio TV, and our main website is www.xzoneradiotv.com. My first guest tonight, X-Zone Nation, is all the way in Australia. We're talking to Helen Rees, and as a spiritual and psychic medium for 20 years, her focus is on spirituality and healing of the mind, body, and soul. Working with a background in finance and accounting, she has come to appreciate the importance of bridging the gap between the material and spiritual worlds. Betty Shine, a mind energy healer, once wrote, "It's up to every one of us to seek knowledge, improve the power of our mind, and discover what we're really capable of with the expansion of the mind, health, excitement, and positivity, and very important, independence and self-reliance." Now, armed with a light-hearted attitude, our guest this hour, Helen Rees, resonates strongly with this view and teaches others not to give in and move forward regardless of obstacles. And she believes that this is the key to success in love. Joining me now from Australia is my guest this hour, Helen Rees. And Helen, welcome to the X-Zone.
Oh, thank you, Rob. It's lovely to be here.
Tell me, how did you get started on your quest as a psychic medium?
Well, I suppose it all started with spiritual healing, really, and it's always been a part of me. And it was just about everything seemed to happen psychically. Like my husband and I, ever since we've been together, we're a bit of a family of psychics, actually. And my daughter recently reminded me that my husband and I have always been in service to other people. You know, we've always had an open door policy,
Sure.
helping wherever we could. So, like family, friends, and often my daughter's troubled friends had a place to stay whenever it was needed. So, subsequently, we've always had people living with us or staying with us until they could get over it. So,
That's wonderful.
yeah.
Not very many people do that in these days.
Yeah, well, it's just, you know, like if you can help people to move on, that's the greatest thing, I think, you know. So, and they come and they go, and sometimes they come back and sometimes they don't, and it's all good.
Do you think that life is predestined, that we're part actors of a universal script that has been written for us to follow?
I think so. Not that I know too much about it, but it seems to me that we're pretty much destined to do things in a way. We have certain free will,
Yes.
but I think that what I've seen has happened, and we've had a lot of lessons on the way as a family, that whatever has occurred just means that it's been there for a reason, and whatever's going to come up is going to be, the way it is. So I guess the key is about acceptance and trust that everything's going to work out.
Are you finding that more and more people in these very busy and uncertain times that we're all living in are seeking guidance from the powers of the beyond?
Yes, they are. And I do a lot of work in our church at the Spiritualist Church Brisbane, and in sunny Queensland, I might say. And we get, and I run a healing circle as part of what I do. And a lot of people come for help, and often they just need someone to speak to, and even though they want to contact their loved ones on the other side, often it's just they need help themselves in just dealing with whatever's happening in their lives. Right. And so to me, it's all about caring and listening to people and allowing them to open up to themselves and understand where they are, and to get that feeling of love back in their lives. And I'm talking about unconditional love here rather than anything else,
I understand exactly what you're talking about, and I appreciate that, because in today's world, even though everything is so high-tech, people have forgotten the ability to communicate, which is one person talks, the other listens, and when the other person is finished talking, the other talks, and the other listens. Stand by, Helen. You and I have to take a 2-minute commercial break. We'll be right back. Exonation Helen Rees is our very special guest this hour. www.eventHelenRees.com. My name is Rob McConnell. This is the Exxon, a place where people dare to believe and dare to be heard. And Helen Rees and I will be back on the other side of this 2-minute commercial break. Don't go away. Modern Esoteric, Beyond Our Senses by Brad Olson, consummates the lifology story about where humanity originates. It is the lost continents, the primitive wisdom, the mythos of creation, and the rethinking of ancient history as we are taught in academia. There is much more to the story than what we have been told. As this is the first book in the Esoteric series, Modern Esoteric starts at the beginning of time and accelerates up to this modern age. Future Esoteric is book 2 in the series and takes a forward-looking position ahead of today with an open and honest examination of the ET issue and various unexplained phenomena. To discover the writings of author Brad Olson, visit www.bradolson.com. That's www.bradolson.com. Named one of the world's greatest psychics, Elizabeth Joyce is now giving readings worldwide via Skype. Elizabeth Joyce is recognized for her clairvoyant ability to help find missing persons, her analysis of dreams, past life regression work, mediumship, and her accurate predictions. Elizabeth has been a frequent guest on the X-Zone radio show with yours truly, Rob McConnell, now for several years. For an appointment with Elizabeth Joyce, call 201-934-8986 or Skype at elizabeth.joyce. And for more information, you can always visit Elizabeth Joyce online at www.new-visions.com. Exonation Helen Rees is our special guest. Her website is www.eventshelenrees.com, and that's eventshelenrees.com. Helen, let me ask you a few questions here. What is spiritual healing?
Well, to me, and I'm going to look at it from my perspective, It's healing from spirit through spirit to spirit. So it really eludes definition as well. But because it's a continuous process of relationship and discovery. And so perhaps it can be best described as the transference of energy that flows through the healer from either their spirit guides, the collective spiritual beings, or those higher evolved beings. Anyway, whatever it is, it's a fact that it works.
So effectively, you're a conduit.
Yes, that's right.
Gotcha. Now,
So you can certainly
go ahead.
feel that energy flowing once the healing starts.
What does it feel like?
Oh, it's a bit like, so they're all over me at the moment. So it's a bit like I get a prickling through my crown chakra, if I can say it like this,
Sure.
and it just flows, and it can flow through my body, from my heart through the hands, and if I touch somebody when it's happening, I can feel the energy flowing. So it's a bit hard to describe in any other way, I think. All I know is that they're always there when they're needed, and always. One of the biggest things is always to give thanks to them, because the effort it takes for them to come through is just an amazing process.
Really, what would the process entail for the other side to come through and to help you in your mission of helping people through spiritual healings?
Well, it's about me getting into attunement with them. So, and what I do is to actually just go and sit into the stillness of my mind, if I can, without allowing thoughts, and just allowing myself to just go into a light trance, perhaps, if we can call it that, and allow them to sort of come through like that.
Who are they? Who are the them that you talk about?
Whoever the spirit guides are.
Okay.
A lot of people know who their spirit guides are, but for me particularly, I don't know who my spirit guide is. I just know, and I know that it's at the moment I've got a very strong male energy that is with me, and he well, I'm going to say he, but he actually is there whenever it's needed. So I feel I've got two in actual fact. So if I go into very deep trance,
Right.
the other one will come through. So it's quite extraordinary the way it works, really. So it's as long as I'm in the right state of mind, as long as I flow into that meditation, it works.
Let me ask you, how do the spirits, your spirit guide or your spirit guides, know on the other side that you're actually trying to communicate with them to help someone?
I always ask for them to come in if they're not too busy, and it's really about respect. But they're always there. It seems our world needs a lot of healing at the moment, so they're ever available to help other people and to help us get a more meaningful spiritual life about us.
Where do you think spirituality has gone wrong in society?
It's all about the material world, really. And when I say that, we have to live in both worlds anyway. We live on this world, and this is the way it is at the moment. But I feel that what's missing is that people don't find the time. They're so busy, they're not finding the time to take out a few moments of their day to actually sit quietly and allow themselves to reach within themselves, and allow that to occur, because that's the way you get clarity of answers as well, especially when we don't know what's happening. What can we do? How can we move forward here? So you really need to be able to sit quietly and take 5 minutes at least of your day. And I always give thanks to God, because that's why we're here. So,
I fully appreciate what you're saying about basically stopping and smelling the roses, being part and one with nature. I remember as a child, going down to the riverbank with my fishing rod. Half the time I wouldn't bring any bait because the fishing rod was just, well, you're going to sit by the river, you may as well have something to throw in. And